2023. Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution confers on every Ghanaian who is 18 years and above and of sound mind the right to register to vote. Similarly, Article 45 of the Constitution clothes the Electoral Commission with the mandate and responsibility of compiling the register of voters at such periods as may be determined by law. It is in the exercise of this mandate, therefore, that we commenced the 2023 voters registration exercise on Tuesday, the 12th of September 2023. I'm happy to note that in spite of a few hiccups experienced in the first 2 days, the exercise is proceeding well to the glory of God. As you may know, we experienced in the first 2 days temporary breaks in the registration exercise, due mainly to a number of issues ranging from disruptions to our internet supply, to power outages, rainfall, and in a few instances, faulty kits. As a Commission, we quickly moved to resolve these issues to ensure an unhindered, smooth, and seamless process. I'm happy to note that the registration exercise is proceeding well. A key policy established to guide this registration exercise was the use of the online method of registration. By this, I mean that the system is connected directly to the database. As such, right from the point of registration, it is possible to detect whether or not a person had previously registered. Once the applicant places his or her fingers on the fingerprint scanner, the system is able to establish whether that person already exists in the database or not. One other advantage of the online system is that a person's details are immediately captured in the database in the event where the applicant has not previously registered. This is different from the offline, in that the offline registration, one is not able to immediately detect if a person is already in the database. It is offline, and it is not connected to the server or the database. The registration details of applicants are captured onto a pen drive and exported at the end of the day to the database. It is after the export that the server, through a process called deduplication, identifies individuals who have multiple registrations. In summary, the system flags them out. Ladies and gentlemen, from the above explanation, it is obvious that the online method of registration is more beneficial than the offline method. The online mode, however, requires consistent, uninterrupted internet supply. Recognizing this, we worked closely with our partners, the MTN, to put in place structures to make this feasible. In almost all our district offices, we ran 2 platforms to provide internet service: the leased lines as well as turbonets. The plan was that when the leased lines failed, service from the turbonet would immediately kick in. In spite of these arrangements, however, we still experienced interruptions to internet connectivity over the first 2 days. This led us to revise our policy to allow for the use of both online and offline methods of registration. Are false. A number of districts reported having faulty kits on the first 2 days. These kits were not located only in the stronghold of a political party, of a particular political party, and the evidence is there for all to verify. The only region that did not report any faulty kits is the Savannah region. All other regions had faulty kits which were swiftly replaced. As mentioned earlier, the faulty kits in the Tamale metropolis were replaced immediately to enable a smooth registration of voters. As a result of the backlog from the first day, and based on my discussions with the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, we set up 2 additional registration centers to cater for the teeming crowds. In all, the Tamale Metro Office has 4 registration stations, and this has helped to ease up the long queues and traffic. As a commission, we remain open to constructive dialogue for your questions, and I think I'll start with the last gentleman who asked why we are not using the database from the NIA. And I think it's very simple. The database is not done, the registration for the national identification card was not done on polling station basis. I think we all know that anywhere you found yourself in the country, you could register for the Ghana card. However, the EC voter card is done on polling station basis. It drills down to a person's polling station. And so it enables the commission to know the number of registrants in each polling station and plan adequately for them. You are well aware that at the point of voting, we have what we call the biometric verification devices, and we feed in every person's details from that particular polling station in the kits. And so when you come to vote, your biometrics are verified. Your fingerprints and your face is verified. We are not able to do this with the Ghana card because, as I mentioned, the Ghana card is not done on polling station basis, which is unfortunate because I believe in the planning of these things, we should have been able to jaw and come to that discussion that let us do the Ghana card on polling station basis. So unfortunately, that has not been done. And if I found myself in the northern region visiting a family member, I could get a Ghana card there. It's not tied to polling stations. So the EC is unable to use the Ghana card for registration purposes because it does not allow us to plan. It does not allow you to be able to know who is in this polling station to put their biometric details on the verification device and also to provide materials to cover that registration. And that is what it is. And it is, again, a lack of planning. If that had been done, then we could have had a very seamless process and it would have been easy.
So in all our registration centers, persons with disabilities and pregnant women and the elderly, they are not supposed to queue. As soon as they get there, they are supposed to introduce themselves to the registration officials, and they are always attended to. And so far, we haven't received any reports to the contrary that they've not been attended to. Thank you very much.
Okay. Biometric verification kits, if you go to most of the centers, they are downstairs. I hope you get me. So if you are talking about areas where they cannot actually access because they are in higher buildings, most of the registration centers are downstairs and the physically challenged can access to those areas. Thank you.
I think the Ghana card, the assertion that the use of the guarantor system is what has ensured the long queues in the registration center. So why are we complaining about the long queues then? Because it's good for us, isn't it? If the guarantor system allows everybody to come, then we should not be complaining about long queues. It's good for us. But we hear complaints about long queues. But, I mean, really, as a commission, we don't think so. We are mindful of the fact that the National Identification Authority had some budgetary constraints and they were not able to, register. They have not been able to register for a while. But we are also mindful and we are also well aware that over the last 2 weeks, they've kick-started their activities in the districts and they are registering persons who have turned, I think, 15 years above in the districts. So I do not believe, and so the cards are available. The cards are available. And so if you can come to the commission with a guarantor in a district, you can go visit the commission's district office with a guarantor. So should you be able to visit the NIA district office to get your Ghana card. And I believe that we should, I believe you've all taken note of, some of the newspaper articles, pinpointing to the registration of minors. Is this what we really want as a country? Do we want to have foreigners on our roll? Why can't we go to the United States of America and go and register? And if we cannot, why should we allow foreigners and minors to get onto our roll? And so we need to really be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves. In addition to that, Parliament has passed an LI 2111, indicating that in the event of identification for any transaction, the Ghana card should be the document that is used. So why are we not using it? So we don't believe for any reason that the long queues we see in our district office is as a result of the guarantor system being applied. Because if you can go to the district office with a guarantor, 2 guarantors, so should you be able to visit NIA's district office and get your card. Thank you. The assertion that the use of the guarantor system is what has ensured the long queues in the registration center. So why are we complaining about the long queues then? Because it's good for us, isn't it? If the guarantor system allows everybody to come, then we should not be complaining about long queues. It's good for us. But we hear complaints about long queues. But, I mean, really, as a commission, we don't think so. We are mindful of the fact that the National Identification Authority had some budgetary constraints and they were not able to, register. They have not been able to register for a while. But we are also mindful and we are also well aware that over the last 2 weeks, they've kick-started their activities in the districts and they are registering persons who have turned, I think, 15 years above in the districts. So I do not believe, and so the cards are available. The cards are available. And so if you can come to the commission with a guarantor in a district, you can go visit the commission's district office with a guarantor. So should you be able to visit the NIA district office to get your Ghana card. And I believe that we should, I believe you've all taken note of, some of the newspaper articles, pinpointing to the registration of minors. Is this what we really want as a country? Do we want to have foreigners on our roll? Why can't we go to the United States of America and go and register? And if we cannot, why should we allow foreigners and minors to get onto our roll? And so we need to really be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves. In addition to that, Parliament has passed an LI 2111, indicating that in the event of identification for any transaction, the Ghana card should be the document that is used. So we're targeting and prioritizing the district level elections, the general elections over the district level elections. Far be it. Because the district level election even involves, a considerable amount of effort to come through. And so we are not prioritizing the general election over the district level election. What I mentioned was that the CI that we have before Parliament, we were hoping that we could have a very long-term registration in this year. And we were looking at 5 to 6 months. And we were of the view that that provides enough time. 5 to 6 months. The likelihood of a person visiting.
Yepese muma station. Do apostle voter register. And muma station ye bad mu be twa Ghana card no. Enye sa be ha ye mpese e manu be twa nsuo. And muma station pa mu cho. Do apo factory no enkoso biom. Ama ye bre an se ye sunsuo no. Ye be 90 san asa wato nsuo bag bakwawie. Ye bre foma e hia ma ye. Enti mumbra na muma e fom ye mrema ye. Muma e factory
are still monitoring the process, and as you just heard, the prices that residents would have to pay, and all 18-year-olds who are coming to board a car to Bato will have to pay is very high, and they are calling that the centers be brought closer. Even the drivers who are taking these monies are calling for the things to be brought closer. And so we'll try and speak to some of the residents around as well who are going to vote, and some of the drivers as well. Papa, you work here?
Yeah, I work here.
And are you a driver as well?
No. I'm a security officer.
Okay, so people are complaining about the prices going to the district offices. Is that a concern?
Really, it's too far, and it's very costly. And then you are crossing river, and then when we cross the river, that one they will charge. And from here to the other place too, it's about 50 Ghana, in and out, 100 Ghana. All this, you go today, they said the thing hasn't come on. You have to go back the next time you go, and then you feel that most of them they feel they don't want to go again. They are afraid. Moreover, they are afraid of the river, and then the wind. There is wind blowing, and then the canoe that they have been using to cross the people to, it's not good.
So he's also sharing concern that the center should be.
The center should be at Joapom, for them, for everything to be to move easy for them.
Okay, please your name.
My name is Francis Bolomon.
And the Munyana Mwehu said the Jimensa-led Electoral Commission sa policy na omo implemented this year's limited registration. Omo kase omo beye registration no in a restricted manner. Ewo omo district EC offices. Mwehu said Northtown sa policy no a very detrimental to the exercise of the rights of Yenianoma or more attaining the age of 18 years and qualified to vote, which is their constitutional right. Yeshase every Togome, Yako Fujoku, Yako Joapon, Mwehu distance, enti se yawa Bato district office no.
Mede koyom bia hone Jennifer. Mede no photo Fujoku voter. And mede kufia fi me for 18 years. Same day me a voter's ID card. Ba e gamele mi su. Kaka obe mi a ibato. Ye mi le edon ha so mi aga ne mi akpo gala kapa akodo bo akọ igama kapa vaiwe. Ya mo ha mi la akọ avai guarantee mi ha. E gamele ti mi akọ akodo bo akọ yo. Ye ne mi igama ha ye ami osugbo. Ye ne to e ka ha mele nyonyo mo wi. Kefie mi amline alo mi ashigama. E gamele mi si mi akono vudo ne ma akono ya akono vava. Nta mi de kube no awe ne mi legie.
Joseph Wellington, a member of the party.
We experienced in the first 2 days temporary breaks in the registration exercise, due mainly to a number of issues ranging from disruptions to our internet supply, to power outages, rainfall, and in a few instances, faulty kits. As a commission, we quickly moved to resolve these issues to ensure an unhindered, smooth, and seamless process. I'm happy to note that the registration exercise is proceeding well. In almost all our district offices, we run 2 platforms to provide internet service: the leased lines as well as turbonets. The plan was that when the leased lines failed, service from the turbonet would immediately kick in. In spite of these arrangements, however, we still experienced interruptions to internet connectivity over the first 2 days. This led us to revise our policy to allow for the use of both online and offline methods of registration. I'm happy to note that since the revision of this policy, the process of registration has been seamless and unhindered. We are on the ground and working around the clock to ensure that every eligible voter who is eligible to register or who is desirous to register as a voter does so with ease. We have heard of allegations from various quarters that the Commission is disenfranchising eligible voters. This is false. It is not in our interest as a Commission to disenfranchise any eligible voter. In fact, we take pride in the fact that we have the second highest number of registered voters in the whole of Africa. And we are well aware that the Commission's policy to use its 268 district offices as registration centers has attracted criticism from some sections of the society. As you may be aware, the Commission conducted a full-blown registration exercise in some 33,000 plus polling stations throughout the country in 2020. It is important to note that the current exercise is an update of the register. It is to allow persons who have attained the age of 18 years and above since 2020, and others who had not previously registered the opportunity to register to vote. It is not a full-blown registration. It is important to note that this will not be the only registration exercise before the 2024 election. In line with our plans to promote an inclusive, participatory registration process, we plan to institute continuous registration in all our district offices nationwide in 2020 for a considerable length of time. In addition to that, we will identify difficult to access areas and undertake a mop-up registration of voters in those areas. Of course, we will rely on data from the Ghana Statistical Service and our own database to determine areas where the registration figures are low as a result of inaccessibility to our district offices. And I'd like to repeat this, that this is not the only registration exercise prior to the elections in 2024. In addition to that, we will identify difficult to access areas and undertake a mop-up registration of voters in those areas. We are well.
We said that because of the nature of what is happening, we want to do a thorough job and end quickly. The nation cannot be chewing on this matter for too long, because it has a bearing on the security of this country. The head of internal security, if you care to know, the Inspector General of Police, is part of what we are trying to interrogate, and we should end it as quickly as possible. So proceedings were adjourned because Lawyer Kwame Jan, the lawyer for the Inspector General of Police, said he wanted to read some of the material we've given them. The case has been adjourned to the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th of October without fail. So there's going to be a continuation of proceedings for 5 days, by which time that probably, holding all factors constant.
Honorable Chair.
Public. I mean, who said ABS is that? Say, Yama or Juma. Now, oh, yeah, a friend is saying, CEO Cocoa Board. Now, we issue public statement. All support to a simesi and answer. That is not your work. We've been suffering losses for the last 6 years at your state institution. I want to say, "Where's your Juma? Unia Cocoa Nubi, Grofo Now, we work on at on force. Uton, we are no Achima Mombi, and so still Swaboka.
2024 election now, MPP lost that election in 2022. I repeat, election now 2024. MPP 4, we lost the election in 2022. Why? I'm going to see you know, all the way to tomato seller, Esikashi Yano. Ghana for one. And middle class for top bonds. Everyone will see cash. You for 15 years. Or my form one. And my pension for a sikashi. Or my form one. Every time we are my room bed now. Ghana for you or my tennis or Mount Casaro. No, my form one.
Okay.
After all, if we are see a buy, we are dying. Who is go, Unisko, Ube.
Okay.
O Casa, one Casa, Ube.
Okay.
And you also to me, Casa.
Okay.
And you ma enquire also to me, and Yaku drew a Casa against a new manner enquire. And that is exactly what I'm doing. Go, excuse me, party, internal election. Now, near Burway, near Piraway, no way, Granacoshe Hotel. Why? Are we saying, say, 2024, any NDC for Yababuru Mama Koshe de Mwana? So, don't start this.
Okay.
Because it's something that you cannot finish. What do I say?
Okay.
And then I was there, with me back out. Again, I say, with me share what my supporters in Kunan. Because, Samanya, sir. Now, we need about 552 polling agents.
Okay.
Sabri, Nkahwan, and the Benya Kukudro, Yakoya, Yaburu, Yano, Yankahia. Sabri, I may pay 552, and Kahim for the Menya woman.
Okay.
That's a Omoko Jinama name.
Okay.
But at least, we comment here, Ama, and you pay and Yankura, so can a Japan dear. Bibinia obey defend you.
Okay.
Go more prepare in Amdom call hospital. Before two bill.
Okay.
What do you say?
Okay.
Baku catch and say, we crash in Kuna say, who dimachia, being in him.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, Brun call 4 years and now say, won't come once.
Yeah.
And what kind of leader? Anyway.
Okay. And anyway,
government paid over 2-point-something billion cities to just close it. And the bank was owing about 800 million. So even if the 2 billion was given as a loan, if I turn the country, but you throw it away to close it. And in 2012, we were employing over 2,500 people directly from 3. But they decided to close it down. And in any civilized institution, you don't close down brands that people accept. You build them out. But the government decided, for whatever reason, that they will close it down completely. And they closed it the way they did, with police and things, breaking it down at dawn, which is not how you close down a bank. But see, if I talk, it's like, because it's about you are defending. But the fact is that what is wrong for the country is wrong for the country. Because, as I said, the fact is the government paid over 2-point-something billion cities to just close it. And the bank was owing about 800 million.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved. so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Tuesday, the 19th day of September, 2023. By His grace, we're alive and we're here with yet another edition of the show. Our gratitude to go to the Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly. But let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Police promotions, 40 Chief Inspectors sue IGP. Maintain standard bearer role for reliable information, UBA to Daily Graphic. Limited voters registration, EC revises target. Beware of scammers, GTech cautions mature students. Ghanaian Times, ongoing voter registration exercise. EC captures 182,831 nationwide in 6 days as it parries voter suppression allegations. No uncertainty about 13th African Games. LOC to host competition March 8 to 23. Dr. Fuswasari. Dolly Bridge linking Wa to Kumasi washed away. Passenger stranded. Police investigate alleged rape and murder of woman at Enyankwanta. Daily Guide. I killed my madam, houseboy. EC registers 182,831 voters in 6 days. Namwan faces court today. Agona West NDC MPP in bloody clash. Julius Debra changes gear and Mahama Rani mate bid. The New Crusading Guide. Ahmed Swale's murder. Ken dodges blame, points fingers at Baumia and Police Council. Baumia is our best bet. Duka affirms. Musek arrests customs officer over unlawful demolition of a public toilet. EC debunks allegations of collusion with NPP to disenfranchise eligible voters. Bost MD shines at Africa Public Sector Conference. TAGG kicks against Customs DTRD task force at Tema Port. The Insight. Brouhaha of our limited registration exercise. Listen to Ghanaians. Professor General Poko Ajman tells EC. Kenneth Japon, he says NPP lost 2024 elections in 2022 due to CD slump and DDEP. Tension brews at Edwardju over arrest of 2 elders by Chebi Divisional Police Command. NPP NDC have failed to develop and prosper Ghana, claims Professor Frimpong Boateng. The Daily Statesman. Coups not answer to Africa's challenges, Asante Ine declares. Akufo-Addo leads delegation to UN General Assembly. More explosives retrieved at Shama Quarry explosion site. Bank of Ghana wins Financial Inclusion Institutional Leadership Award. Blows at Voter Registration Center. The Finder. EC rejects claims of collusion with MPP. Promises to register eligible voters as 182,831 have been registered in 6 days. Killer in Court houseboy accepts responsibility, begs for leniency. Bank of Ghana wins Global Award for Financial Inclusion. Cocoa manufacturing SMEs laud government's plan to supply them beans. 22-year-old lady suspected of being raped to death. 3 visually impaired siblings appeal for support. Daily Post. Baumia knows who killed Ahmed Swale, Kennedy Japan. Chilling account of how house help murdered his madam in cold blood in Kumasi. NDC left behind a robust economy after forcing response to Foriata. Economy Times. Bank of Ghana reviews health of economy. February 2023, exchange reopened. ESLA Dachi bondholders directly invited. Bank of Ghana urges banks to tender capital restoration plan for a progressive recapitalization. And that's about it. For the front pages, we'll be back shortly.
Ready for something refreshing and great tasting for your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
Beach hangout?
Angel Cola.
For all your refreshing moments?
Angel Cola.
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola.
Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you.
Enjoyment Cola.
Angel Cola.
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy.
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
JA Plant Food Ghana Limited has introduced the all-new Jetor X70 Plus to the market. Jetor X70 Plus is a modern, spacious family SUV with a stylish design, advanced technology, and outstanding quality that promises you luxury with affordability. Jetor X70 Plus comes with an
your business and private printing needs successfully. We have just the right products and services. At Appointed Time Printing Limited, we specialize in digital printing, offset printing, packaging, and security printing. Our innovative designs and complete professional touch on our print products such as posters, flyers, brochures, magazines, poll cards, and any other print solution of your choice ensure that our customers are always happily connected to their audience. With our security printing section, our clients are assured of a highly secured and confidential work process from start to finish. At a point in time, our prices are very, very competitive. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454165, 0501 454167. Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is the solution.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky younger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calkits. Happy smile.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and cover the makers in
The pneumatological abrasion of the Lord revealeth unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasa Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Wachi Hospital Junction. Sakrani. Number 9 Market.
Go and tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack promo.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
Inside Black Star Press Limited, grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts, and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with our works. inside Black Star Press Limited in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
ECG is now cashless. My studio lights are always on. I never run out of power. With the ECG Power app, I'm able to report an issue, check my credit, buy power, all in real time whenever I need to. I don't worry if ECG vendors are closed. In the comfort of wherever I may be, I still keep my lights on thanks to the ECG Power app. You can simply use mobile money wallets, Visa or MasterCard. It does not attract e-levy. With the ECG Power app, you're totally covered. To download, go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. You don't have a smartphone? Don't worry. No internet? Don't worry. No data? Do not worry. Just dial *226#. This is what I call convenience in your hands. ECG Power app. A yes, simple pa.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning, I have the former Member of Parliament of the Kankwe North Constituency, and the Honorable Fuseni Issa. Good morning, Fuseni.
Good morning, Doc. And good morning to your viewers this morning. Good morning to Ichi. It's always a delight.
Yeah, so also with me on the show this morning is Ambassador Sampi Yale, who was the president of the NDC Professionals Forum and Ghana's former ambassador to India. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
All right. Okay. Now, so
you see, anytime you say India,
yes,
I have some friends from Bangladesh. Okay. They are living in here. So no, but you also ambassador to Bangladesh.
So is India,
Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Maldives.
So 4 countries. Oh, okay. So you spent your holidays in the Maldives?
Not holidays, but I went there. But it's a joy to be there.
If you're itching to India, I don't think that you would like to leave, because I was privileged to have been to India.
Yes.
And I visited the High Commission. The houses, the infrastructure. Oh, I've never seen it.
My brother Gabo enjoyed.
My God, you are a proud Ghanaian when you get there.
Yeah, we really kept it up.
Yeah. Very well maintained, and I mean where the staff live and all of that. Oh, beautiful.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, just informing you that the Momo season is still on. The Momo season by MTN is still on. And there's nothing as exciting as making money from something that you do anyway. And that's exactly what MTN is giving to you this Momo season. And in this Momo season, there is something for everyone. Just download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store and use Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions to a merchant, either through the QR code or merchant ID, and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Ghana cedis weekly and other amazing prizes. Our merchants are also not left out of the reward. Receive payments and win. Keep using your Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. There are lots and lots of exciting prizes for everyone. So what are we doing today? Transact more with Momo Pay, earn more points, and win big this season. So visit momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh. Momo Merchant Application, one word, .mtn.com.gh. for your Momo for Business account today. It's Momo season, so just Momo it with Momo Pay Terms and conditions apply. And we all know that once we start aging and physical infirmity step in, it becomes quite difficult sometimes using the stairs day in and day out. But you need not worry any longer, because with the portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you're sure of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a simple to use self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with a wheelchair accessibility to choose from. You may call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. So do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home or the office. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days with modifications to your building. Visit Lifts and Elevators Ghana at Sakumono for your solutions and free consultations. You can reach Lift and Elevators Ghana on 0200-535-515, 0200-535-515, or email at elevatorsgh@gmail.com. And if you're thinking about securing your future, as far as higher education is concerned, do so with Accra Business School. You can boost your career with the prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST, and you can choose from human resource management, communication and international marketing, international relations, public affairs, or IT management. In just 12 months, the MBA can be yours. Dive into the BSc programs in IT security and cybercrime, IT management and business management endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. The Accra Business School offers flexible entry payment and learning options convenient to you. It's time to unlock your potential and take position. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or call the Accra Business School on 0263 888 555 or 0263 888 666. Visit the campus at Spintex Road, Christ Square. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today. And brushing your kids' teeth sometimes becomes difficult due to resistance because of the taste of the toothpaste available to them. And this is where I introduce to you Kel Kids toothpaste flavored with strawberry that gives a perfect taste for kids and makes them develop a personal attitude and love for brushing their teeth always. Kel Kids toothpaste protects child's gum, prevents cavity, and makes their teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. Kel Kids toothpaste is recommended for children between the ages of 2 and 6 years. It's a product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasu, and is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel Kids, happy smile. Okay. So back here, Zeni, how's the limited registration going in your constituency?
Rank, let me say good morning to you again, a good morning to HE, and a good morning to your viewers. Particularly those watching from Okankwe North this morning. Randy, by the grace of God, it is progressing. I think today is the 9th day? It's Tuesday today, right? So it's the 8th day. 8 out of the 21 days that the EC set out. Okankwe North has been quite eventful. You know, within Okankwe North municipality, there are 2 constituencies, Okankwe Central and Okankwe North itself. So it's been quite eventful. Over the last couple of days, we have been in the media for the wrong reasons, particularly on Sunday and yesterday. There has been some skirmishes which were very much things that we could have avoided. We've had a tradition in the constituency that it's not too healthy. Hitherto, I mean, before the creation of the Okankwe North Municipality, together with Okankwe South, we had one office in Kaneshie. So I recollected that in 2016, prior to the general elections in 2016, during the limited registration exercise, we had to facilitate the registration exercise from our constituency to Kaneshie. So you can just imagine the logistical constraints and all of that we had to deal with. Today, thankfully, by the grace of God, we have an office in Achimota, somewhere on the fringes of the Achimota School campus. And so I was thinking that it was going to be more accessible. The process was going to be smoother. But we have challenges, and the challenges are not challenges that are resulting from what the EC is doing, but as a result of some suspicion amongst the two main political parties. The NDC, for instance, has adopted a strategy over time where they get to the registration center and they set up camps, and these camps will stay throughout the registration time. And so there is a tendency that in the evening at 5 p.m. when the EC closes its processes, they stay over in the night or in the wee hours of the day, they start forming queues. So by the time you get there, the queues are full, and when you go in the morning, your chance of getting registered, and this is going to continue over the period of time. So on Sunday, for instance, the divisional commander at Tesan invited both parties. There was some amicable resolution, and there was a roadmap as to how we could go around this arrangement for fairness in the process. But you see, Randy, I recollected that on the very first day of the exercise, a week ago, the figures I got indicated that the total number of people who were able to register was 45. As of yesterday, we are doing 170 per day. It meant that the EC itself has looked at the process. The EC is taking feedback. The EC is making efforts to improve upon the process to ensure that the constitutional mandate that is exercising under Article 45, the EC is actually putting in everything in place to ensure that it's actually attaining it's or being able to exercise its mandate as guaranteed to every Ghanaian in Article 42 of the Constitution. Randy, it's worth noting that in the face of these challenges, the EC is taking feedback, the EC is engaging, the EC is explaining how come we are where we are, how come these challenges are coming up, what the EC itself is doing to forestall these challenges. Amongst other things, yesterday the chairperson of the Electoral Commission held a press conference. And in fact, the last time I was on this show, things and positions that I had taken, I mean, listening to her yesterday, I really appreciated how come this whole exercise is where we are, where we have moved on, because I'm giving a data a week ago in my constituency. We're doing 45 registrants per day. As of yesterday, we are doing 170 with the same sort of people. I mean, it means that the EC itself is reviewing the process as they progress. Perhaps if people are still available, it's an indication that maybe a week away from today, the EC will be attaining its set target. Given that the EC itself started this whole process with a certain target in mind. It's looked at population growth, it's looked at the population census in 2021. It set itself a target of how many people to register, and all of that. Given also that the EC sets out annually its program. And from the explanation we got from the EC chair yesterday, they've gone to the Special Budgets Committee last year in Parliament with an intended program for the year. The CI that was supposed, or was the EC expected to pass, to allow for continuous registration, where people will not be forced to do this registration within those 21 days, but will have a much longer time. So at their convenience, they could go to the EC to be able to register anytime they were at the district capitals or wherever the EC officers were located. Unfortunately, because the CI did not pass, the EC itself also cannot wait for 4 years before they update the register, given that we have district level elections later this year. So it is our constraints.
That's an explanation. That's an explanation that doesn't make sense. If a CI,
to the extent that,
just hold on a minute. If a CI is supposed to replace a previous one, not so. There's an existing CI.
I'm listening to you.
Whatever was taken there was supposed to replace it if it is approved. So it's not been approved. Therefore, it has not replaced it. Don't we have a CI in existence?
We have a CI in existence.
Does that CI which is in existence not deal with registration?
The EC had done its budget based on the CEI it took to Parliament. And typically, when constitutional instruments come to Parliament, Parliament as a body has very little to do with it. It just comes to Parliament, lies for 21 days, matures, and becomes law, right? This time, we had to do some engagement, some adjustment, we had to do stakeholder involvement, we had to carry everybody along. And we realized because of back and forth, and especially with the situation of the NHI and the Ghana card, the situation of the Ghana card. That is how come all these challenges actually arose. So the EC had done its budget with the CI had taken to Parliament. That was going to ensure.
When did the EC take the CI to Parliament?
You see, typically the Special Budgets Committee will consider the budget of the EC within the budget period. It's about a year ago.
Yes, but when did they send the CI?
And what I'm saying is that they had done their budget with this new CI in mind, given that they're going to do continuous registration, where people are going to have 5-6 months to be able to walk at any point in time to those offices to do this continuous registration. Unfortunately, the CI was back and forth.
My issue is that there is an existing CI.
Randy,
why I am raising these issues is that the existing CI does it not require of the EC to have registered persons in 2021?
It does.
Didn't
it
require of the EC to have registered people in 2022?
It does.
Why didn't the EC do that?
That I am unable to sit here to give you an excuse why there was no limited registration or in 2021 or 2022. We all reckon what we had to go in to put a register together in 2020 in time for the elections. This was somewhere in August or September and prior to the election. So it was quite constraining. I mean, so given that the EC had to do that in 2020, I am not too sure what the constraints are why they did not do any limited registration. But this is where we are. We have a backlog of 3 years. We have a backlog of an average of about 450,000 qualified voters per year. So the EC's intent in 2023 was that, look, let's do this continuous registration for once. As the Ghana card, substantially, we had issued enough Ghana cards for us to be able to start putting the systems together. And for me, I am a major proponent of us putting all our data in one place. I am looking forward to a point in time where we will stop building peculiar or special registers for voting. I'm looking forward to a time where I can take my Ghana card prior to elections to a particular polling station only to show my Ghana card and decide that on the election day, this is where I want to vote. It's done in other jurisdictions, and I think that we are not too far away from there. But given where we are today, given the constraints of the EC, given where we have moved over the last week, from where we started, where we were registering 45 people a day, to where, as of yesterday, we were doing 170, I'm seeing progression. I am seeing that the queues, I'm seeing that the situation is improving. And also, the EC chair gave an explanation why. I mean, the last time I was on this platform, we were talking about why the EC didn't opt for the electoral area based, or probably even a polling station based, like certain people are calling for. But they opted for the EC officers in the districts. But the explanation is there. I mean,
which is what?
Given that for where we are, we're building databases, and this databases, it is very, very important that the credibility, the integrity of this data is intact over time. And so we've gotten to a point where the EC has decided. I mean, the EC has a mandate to do this.
They don't have a mandate to decide. They have a mandate. No, they don't have a mandate to decide by themselves. Whatever they do must be in conformity with the law.
The Constitution gives the EC the mandate to put in place a voters register. That's right. But the Constitution does not go on to say how.
No,
it should be done.
So just,
over time.
No, just
over
hold
time.
on. Just hold on.
If in 1993, or if in 1995, the EC had said we're doing online, it was not possible. Over time, things are changing.
No, so
systems
just hold on. Just hold on a little. Per what the EC boss said yesterday, does the EC not go to Parliament for a CI?
They do.
To enable the CI, then give backing to some of these things that he wants to do. So that, for example, if the intention is that I want to register persons only at district offices, it must be an action that is backed by law. Is that not the case?
Sure.
So this particular decision, which law backs it?
And that's just the point that I was making. That over time, the reason why you have to use constitutional instruments is just some of these things, because the constitution itself cannot give the very minute details, broad halves, but the minuteness changes over technology is changing. Things are changing, so the EC can go to Parliament at every point in time with this constitution to make provision, operationalize what the Constitution actually gives, the mandate the Constitution gives. True. So the EC has its leeway to decide that. At this point in time, we like to move away from the point where we had ID cards that did not have pictures in rural areas and had pictures in urban areas. We have to move away from black and white to color, or we have to move away from the opaque ballot boxes. These are all things that evolve. So if at this point in time, EC thinks that we have developed capacity to a point where we have to start online registration, where it's real time. At the time you register and you go through the process, it just hits the database of the EC, and it was quite refreshing for the EC to be able to give up-to-date figures, to the extent that she was giving a press conference on Monday and she could give you figures on Sunday. This is where we are going as a nation. So in the process, we will be having challenges, but it's for us to also look for solutions to some of these challenges, and that is where we are. I'm giving, and it's refreshing to know that from where we started off a week ago to where we were yesterday, and where we are going to be today. It's a marked improvement from just 45 to 170, and she was specific in certain metropolitan areas where there were unique challenges. I think the EC is live. The EC is taking feedback.
No, my issue.
So I think that
what
we need is to support the EC.
My issue is simple.
Right.
What legal backing has this decision by the EC got? I'm not in doubt that things change over time. But once it changes, you go and get a CI. That is if the CI doesn't cover it to enable you do what you're doing.
Sure.
If in 2019, you were expected to register a lesser number than your projection for 2023, yet you deployed 1,500 registration centers. 3 years on, your target is slightly higher than your 2019 target. Yet you deploy 268 registration centers. Who does that?
But you see, from where the EC started from 268 registration centers, right?
Yes.
It is a marked improvement. Improvement to the extent that when in my constituency, right, we have one machine. I mean, because it's a municipality, two constituencies. We had one machine both. As we speak now, there are two machines.
The issue here is about proximity. It is not about number of machines.
It is not. It is not about the number of centers, but it's about the machines.
Bole to Bamboy is still over 120 kilometers. Whether you put 10 machines at Bole or not, it doesn't change the fact that it's over 120 kilometers.
Randy, what again the EC said yesterday was that there's going to be further provision.
For what?
It is not going to be the first time there's going to be mop-up in areas that had unique challenges. There is going to also be continuous registration over 5-6 months after this exercise. So it is not.
So I'm a Ghanaian.
Not a case of anybody being disenfranchised like our brothers on the other side want us to be.
No, I'm a Ghanaian.
Of course.
I turned 18 in 2021, 2022, or 2023. There are district assembly elections coming up.
Right.
there could be how do you call it?
By-elections.
By-elections. In fact, if I were a citizen of before Asin North, the one in Ashanti, Kumewu, or Asin North, and I turned 18 in 2021 or 18 in 2022, or I was out of the country in 2020 and I could not register, 2021, 2022. These by-elections that came up in my constituency, I have not been given the opportunity to exercise my constitutional right by being registered as a voter.
I mean, you're making a valid point.
In this year, 2023, there could be by-elections. In fact, there is a district assembly election.
But there's not going to be any by-elections.
Well, I mean,
touch wood.
But there is going to be a district assembly election. And the EC is telling me that because they have plans of doing some continuous registration later on when a CI is passed or something,
but you see,
I shouldn't
Randy,
worry. It's no big deal.
Randy, the EC...
No, the point I'm trying to make is that, look, these institutions are created by the Constitution to facilitate the enjoyment of the rights enshrined for citizens in the Constitution.
Excellent.
We should not tolerate it when they make it look as if it is their money. It is their family assets. They are doing somebody a favor. They decide when to open up and when not to open up, when to give somebody that right or privilege. I mean, we should not tolerate that.
No. I agree.
Nobody is doing anybody a favor.
Nobody is doing anybody a favor. And those institutions are there to ensure that what the provisions enshrined in our Constitution are actually rolled out, I mean, for the benefit of every Ghanaian. As is guaranteed, every Ghanaian who is of voting age, of sound mind, has a right to be registered as a voter and to exercise that mandate. It's enshrined. Nobody's touching it. But you see, beyond that, like I'm saying, the EC has to go to Parliament every year, just like any other institution, to ensure that adequate resources are allocated for the program of the EC in the ensuing year. And that has been a practice. That's how the EC operates. So if the EC goes to Parliament with a particular program, and then because of a certain constraint down the line, there has to be a change, the EC has to work within a framework. And so when it happens like that, the EC just will have to be bring some innovation. Will have to be creative to ensure that within the constraints, as many as possible Ghanaians are given the right enshrined under the Constitution to be able to exercise their mandate at elections. And that's exactly what is happening now. Given where we were a week ago, given where we are today, given the constraints or the challenges that the EC had to start with, particularly with the failure of Parliament to ensure the maturity of the CI that was going to ensure continuous registration. I think that there's marked improvement. We have at least 2 more weeks ahead of us. I am looking forward to a day where I walk to the registration center and there will not be any queues. Given also that the EC is led in all of this by data. The EC set out to register about 700,000 people over the 21 days. Already within 6 days, they have done about 180. It shows that they are on track, given where they want the objects of the exercise, given the number that they set out to register. They're on track. And so, Randy, I think that what we need to do at this time is to support the institution of the EC and ensure that we as stakeholders will also facilitate the processes where we need to go to ensure a successful registration exercise. And then, I mean, the EC is proving that it's still taking feedback. It's still engaging. It's still improving the processes. I expect that. Look, as a party, the New Patriotic Party, we're also working within the constraints. When you talk about distances from where people live to their registration, it's same with us. We're also contending. But rather than spend our energy, we are trying to put our energies to facilitating the process, supporting the EC, to ensure that
proud to the 2016 election.
Yeah.
When you were holding the press conferences and hitting the streets and all that, you did not know that this approach was also feasible.
No, you see,
when you were calling on the Peace Council, and calling out a so-called peace industry.
Peace industry?
Yes. Okay. I can play that presser for you. It was then held by your then National Youth Organizer, now DG for lotteries, Samuel, on the Electoral Commission and all that.
You see, Randy, if we keep going back like that.
No, we are not going back.
We are not doing ourselves any favor.
In fact, on Friday,
we are not doing ourselves any favor.
On Friday, the Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa
even
read out Madame Jean Mensah's position as the IEA Executive Director on a limited registration exercise, which was done at 6,000 centers over a 2-week period. He read it out here copiously, her views as the IEA Executive Director on an exercise, on an exercise conducted by the same Electoral Commission, limited registration exercise at 6,000 centers over a 2-week period. What has changed?
You see, that's the question we all have to ask ourselves. And if we keep going back that way, I don't think that we are going to do ourselves any favor. Because I can also sit here and say that those who today are complaining and find reason to, and today can give us distances within settlements and district offices. They were in this country in 2016.
When what happened?
When we had to go to the district offices to do our registration.
2016.
2016. No. I am telling you, I was a candidate. And I keep telling you that in 2016,
yes,
whether it was limited, whether it was continuous,
yes,
I had to facilitate and ensure that children of voting age were transported from Akwetema to Kaneshie to be able to register. Nobody came into the electoral registration.
Hold on. From 2012, when we went biometric, we have never had a limited voter registration exercise in less than 6,000 centers.
Randy, I am telling you the case in Okankwe North. When I was a parliamentary candidate in 2016, in which year? 26. I'm giving you 2016.
But we never had a limited registration exercise in 2016.
You see, that is a technicality. You want to say whether it's limited, whether it's continuous, it was the aim at every point in time is to update the existing voters register. And I'm telling you that in 2016, when I was a parliamentary candidate in Okankwe North, in Akwetema, we had to ensure and facilitate that the qualified voters, or I mean the young or the first-time voters, were transported physically from Akwetema to Kaneshie for them to be able to register.
My question is,
and those people who are shouting today,
they didn't shout what kind of exercise was that?
Whether, and my point also is that whether it was limited registration, whether it was continuous registration, it is updating of the existing voters register.
No, but
and today we are hearing people measure distances.
No, but Fuseni,
we all know you see, that. Randy, I keep saying that. I don't want us to go back.
Just hold on. We all know that a mass registration exercise is different from a limited registration exercise. A limited registration exercise is different from a mop-up registration exercise. They are different. You do not ask for what is done during a mass registration exercise for a limited registration exercise. You do not ask for what is done for a mop-up for a limited registration exercise. So to use
the distinction, Randy, the distinction is that beside the mass registration, right, that comes right in our polling stations, right? Every other exercise is aimed at updating an existing register.
No. I'm saying that even the mass registration exercise, its intent is to update. But they are different. I'm saying that we all know.
New data is taken.
No, when
it comes to mass registration.
In every, what the point I'm making is that we know there's a mass registration exercise, which is done in a lot of centers. We know there's a limited registration exercise, at least from when we went biometric in 2012. We know that we've had it in 6,000 until 2019, when we had it in 1,500. Prior to that, the limited registration exercises that we've had were at 6,000 centers. In 2019, 1,500.
You see, Randy, I am telling you that in 2016, I was a parliamentary candidate.
No, I know that.
Yes.
But we didn't have a limited voter registration exercise in 2016.
Whether it was continuous, whether it was mop-up, it was aimed at updating the register we had created for the 2012 elections.
Yes.
And at the time, me as a candidate, I had to facilitate, right, and support the EC by ensuring that qualified voters from within my constituency were transported from Akutema, Anumle, Nibema to Kaneshie.
Yes.
And the people who today are shouting, right? Today, in my constituency, you don't have to go to Kaneshie. It's right in Achimota.
In 2014, you had a limited registration exercise in your constituency. You were a parliamentary candidate in 2016.
Yes.
In 2014, the Electoral Commission had a limited registration exercise in your constituency.
Okay.
It was done at 6,000 centers in 2014.
Given. I am not going to debate on that. But I'm telling you that in 2016, the situation in my constituency was worse than it is today.
Yeah, but that's how come next year, 2024.
Yeah.
If the
it's going to be continuous.
No, I'm saying
if it gets a CIP.
No, I'm saying if in 2024 the AC were doing a mop-up or a continuous registration and it's been done at their district centers, nobody will complain. Nobody will. If the AC is done a limited registration exercise in 2023 and they've done it in about 6,000 or 5,000 or whatever centers, and in 2024 they are doing a mop-up or a continuous registration at their district offices, nobody will complain. Just like 2016. Nobody will complain.
So my point this morning is that really, if we keep looking back, it's always going to be back and forth. Because today, for me, those who are complaining, in 2016, they were in this country. And what they told us was that the EC had a mandate under Article 45, and so we should leave the EC alone. We should leave the EC alone to do what they have to do under the Constitution. That was what we were told in 2016. The truth is that I was in the demonstration for Let My Vote Count. When we were calling for reforms in the East. You see, but let's us not, when you're in opposition is one thing, when you come into power is one, let's move forward. My point is that this is where we started off a week ago. The EC itself is shown from the engagement it did yesterday that it is ready to take feedback, it is ready to improve the process, it is ready to ensure that the rights guaranteed under the Constitution to every Ghanaian to be able to register and vote.
So why didn't it take and work with the feedback given to it by the parties at IPAC when it met the parties and told them about this program, and the party said no, do it this way, and he said
Randy,
that we'll get back to you.
Randy, policies or programs, whatever you can do, plan on table. When you go to the field, reality sets in. Then you have to take feedback. Then you have to improve the process, and that's what the ANC is doing. And I think that, look, whatever was discussed in IPAC, fine, all well and good. And people wanted to, some parties, some stakeholders wanted to go to court and all of that. All well and good. It's in their right. And as a Ghanaian, I support all of that. But the good thing for me this morning is that the EC is still engaging. From where we started in Okankwe,
engaging who? The EC is engaging
the Ghanaian populace, explaining to us what is happening, telling us what they are putting in place to ensure that the challenges that we are seeing are curtailed. It gave the case of what was transpired in Tamale. The first day, Kate wasn't operational. Subsequently, they have improved the number of stations in there. Subsequently, the numbers have improved significantly. And that is the feedback. That's the engagement that I want. She went in to mention particular names of people who they are engaged. So for me, what I'm saying this morning is that the EC have moved away from where we started off about a week ago into a particular position. We are seeing the figures come up. The EC is still on target, given where they started, where they are today, given what they set out to do. Let us support the EC. Let's give feedback, and let's get this program done. But as to the rights, I think every Ghanaian deserves a right given to every Ghanaian under the Constitution, and the EC has a mandate to ensure that that right is operational, and that is what I want to support this morning.
All right. Let me bring in.
I'm sure if the cameras roll back to capture your facial expression, it will be very interesting. The way you were watching.
Very engaged and
yes.
The way you were watching.
Yes.
Fuseni. Randy.
Yes.
I have been an ardent listener and viewer of this program for more than 15 years.
Yes.
And you know that. And never has there been any period of anger.
Yes.
Watching this program.
Yes.
Not at all. Husseini, Okankwe is your constituency, isn't it? But you don't come from Okankwe.
I come from Okankwe.
Fortunately, your parents come from Okankwe.
I do, yes.
Okay. But there are some Ghanaians
who
don't come from Dansuma and Okankwe like those of us here. There are Ghanaians who, as we speak today, and the Bole Bambwe road, the bridge is cut off. And they do not know how they can even cross the river to go to their farms, not the least to go to register. What are you talking about, Husseini?
That's force majeure. Nobody thought the bridge was going to collapse.
What are you talking about? I have a right given to me by the Constitution of Ghana. And you yourself quoted it. That every Ghanaian who is 18 years of sound mind is entitled to be registered and to vote. Is that not the constitutional provision? And looking at about our general principles of constitutional jurisprudence, where a constitution gives a right, you cannot take the right by regulations or by CIs or anything.
Sure.
That's the sense of constitutionalism. So, if Randy, you have been given to us as a host, isn't it? Your duty is to ensure that this program runs successfully. Your duty will not include stopping somebody to speak when the person is making a good point or somebody is making a bad point. All is to just balance the discussion. True to God, what is happening in this country about registration? You see, the Electoral Commission has taken this country as a slave market.
Explain.
And I'm explaining. You know the slave market. When the white man punches at you, then you are going.
Yes.
The person has no point of resistance, nothing.
Yes.
When he said you should go and sleep in the Cape Coast Castle under the dungeon, you go and sleep.
Yes.
That is what the EC has taken us.
That's like going to a point to kill catfish joint.
Yes.
You show the one you want.
You want, and that's all.
Yes.
What? Point and kill.
Yes.
They use all the work here.
Husseini, that building called EC, is it the first time we have built it? Hasn't it been there since? Are this set of EC commissioners the first one? Look, Randy, they have even forced us to register when the president himself was saying that there was COVID, we should stay inside. During COVID, we were forced to register. We kept quiet and registered. They were looking for money to buy machines. We bought them the machines. Today, you are sitting here as a super protocol or public relations officer of the EC.
I am not.
You are defending the EC more than the EC itself.
I am not.
That's exactly what you have done. That's exactly what you have done.
As a Ghanaian,
you are
I'm just espousing.
When you are talking, take a paper and write what I'm saying.
It is because you are referring to him. It's difficult for him to keep quiet.
Yes, but when he was referring to NDC, I kept quiet. I said I was sitting here. I thought, when he was talking about NDC having set a camp, a prayer camp at Achimota Forest, I kept quiet.
No, I didn't say so. No, I didn't say so. I didn't say.
At the registration center.
At the registration center.
At the EC office.
Where is the EC office?
It is at Achimota School, not in the forest. I beg.
What has this country come to? And the issues at stake are very simple. When you turn 18, please ensure that your name goes on the voters register. Is that not the case? And somebody is being paid to make sure that your name is on the register. Simple. If the NPP, including you, are not beneficiaries of what is happening, then we have a problem with your explanations. Because the explanations some people are giving does not make any sense whatsoever. Let's talk about the independence of the EC, which has allowed them to build an ivory tower for themselves around them, iron curtains around themselves. Randy, you are a student of constitutionalism. Do we have any absolute powers?
No.
don't you have separation of powers in this country? But there's also checks and balances.
True.
What is happening? Who's checking the EC? They don't respect Parliament. They went to Parliament. Parliament said, no, we don't agree with you with this, and that. What has happened? They don't respect Parliament. Even the judiciary, which is protecting them, how somehow? You said, have you, from your life, have you seen contempt application being served on the lawyers of the of the defendant?
No.
Now look at this. You lock a public office. There are bailiffs standing behind your gate, and you said what?
The security say they've been instructed
by
to allow anybody.
Where did we? How did we get here? Husseini, if it was NDC time when the electoral commission closed her office, what would you say? Very soon you are going to refer to somebody, what the person said in 2016, isn't it? That he said.
In fact, it's this same electoral commission, and I made that point last week. This same electoral commission, and I remember, thank God, that day. I said that I hope that this EC is mindful of the precedent is setting. When in the Dr. Kwabena Dufour,
I was coming to that.
The application.
Yes.
The EC issued a public statement and wrote to the NDC and said that it has come to its notice that Dr. Dufour has filed for.
And you know what time that notice came to us? Around 2:30 a.m.
Yes.
I was in the party office that day.
But I'm saying that they wrote to the NDC, and this is an election that they were not organizing. They were only supervising. The NDC had contracted them and paid them to come and supervise. And they said that in view of that notice, they will not be able to unless the issue is sorted out. And I sat here on this program and I said that I hope that the EC is fully aware of the precedents that it is setting. Now fast forward.
This legislation, what they have to do by law and by constitution. I can't understand what is happening in this country. Now, the EC, some of you think that the
NDC elections, was the EC conducting or just supervising?
Supervising.
Because Article 45C, to conduct and supervise all public elections and referenda.
Yes.
That's not a public election.
No.
Thank you.
But
so it's a paid for service.
Yes. Right. But even what Randy appeared to be saying is that even when they were doing this service and have been paid for, they were declining because they said that they had this notification.
Yes.
No, so this one is your constitutional mandate. I am not interested in the conduct of EC, but I am interested in the constitutional requirements. Chief, is it not the president's duty to protect every Ghanaian?
Oh, yeah.
Is it not the duty of the president to protect every constitutional provisions in this country?
Yes.
Is it not therefore the duty of the president to protect the youth for their registration rights? Why is the president quiet? The youth of this country are saying, we are being disenfranchised. We don't have the money to go and queue. Now, because some political parties have money to bash people there, we think the situation is all right. It is not all right. What the EC is doing amounts to coup d'etat against the youth. Fortunately, this country has reached a certain crescendo where we don't like coup d'etats or anything. But Husseini, in those days, this would have been one of the fertile grounds for an uprising, because where you are being bottled up, you are not being allowed to register, you can't go to court, the president does not speak. What else do you do? What else do you do? You see, Randy, you know there's this popular or unpopular saying that elections are won at the polling stations. It's not true. It is not true. Election is a process. It starts with making sure that your name is in the voter register. And therefore, if your name is not on the voters register, and then you go and learn, polling agents, tricks, whatever, what are you going to monitor? when your name is not on the register. That's the reason why we in the NDC and other political parties are saying that, look, the EC is not attempting to rig the elections at the polling station. It's attempting to suppress votes right at the registration center. And that's exactly what is happening. Previously, you had fewer numbers. You use 6,000 polling, registration centers. Also, 6,000. What accounts for the massive reduction?
So even if you fast forward to 2019, you use 1,500.
1,500. So what is the reason for this? When you yourself have not done continuous registration or registration for the past 3 years, and knowing that the numbers would increase.
So Jonathan, who does a lot of statistics,
Yes.
says that, look, he sent me some data, the EC register versus the Ghana Statistical Service data. And if you look at the EC register 2020 of 18 years and above, you have 17 million. 27,941. Then you have the Ghana Statistical Service data of 15 years and above in 2021. So EC data 2020, those on the register. And then Statistical Service data 15 years and above in 2021. That's 19,891,586. So eligible voters from the Statistical Service data is 2.89 million minimum. So it could be more. Yes. Now it says, if you go to the Statistical Service site, you would find these figures here representing 15-year-olds and above since 2021, and now 18-year-olds and above between 2023 and 2024. Okay. I says, I believe the GSS data, which are actually numbers counted in the field, and the EC register is actual numbers on the register, and these are not estimates. So you say, the fact that the EC is given an estimate of 1.350 million registered voters only goes to show that they are not pushing themselves to capture as many people eligible to vote as possible, which flies in the face of their mandate. The big question is, why is the EC not making the effort to get as many people as possible into the electoral roll, but is underestimating, and it provides further data. You see the EC voters registered since 1992, and the percentage increases and all that, 96, 2000, 2004. So it was only in 2004 that I had a -3 figure. But you had 12.75 in 96, that's from 92. Then you had a 15.29 in 2000, you had a minus. Yes, so it starts from 96. Yes, then you had in 2004 a minus 3.21. Then 2008 you had 20.45. 2012 you had 13.52. 2016 you had 10.97. 2020 8.37. So it says from the Ghana Statistical Service data, the eligible voter population in 2024 being 16% minimum of the 2020 register is consistent with the historical data. So he's questioning the projections of the EC and the basis for those projections.
And I remember in the last registration, they made projections and they have to change and change and change.
This one too, they've changed.
They changed.
Yes.
You know, the name John Mahama has become the oxygen of the MPP. Because whatever the situation, whatever the argument, they'll find a way of bringing John Mahama's name.
But Husseini hasn't mentioned it.
He mentioned, he quoted John Mahama's post on the EC. He quoted it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Was that real? Did he actually say that then?
Yes, but you see...
And his position is shifted now.
Okay. You're asking the question.
Yeah,
okay. There's a part about allow the EC to do his work. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But then, at that time, Husseini, you like putting things in context.
Not is how to be put in context.
Randy, had anybody, as of today, has anybody insulted Charlotte Jane of being a prostitute? Have you had any NDC person say that? That Jane is a prostitute? You were in this country when your members were insulting the person and womanhood of Charlotte Osei.
I think that those things there, we should just move on and make progress.
Okay, you are quoting John Mahama 2016. When I'm quoting what people say in 2016, say we should forget about that.
Oh, but you see, when you ask whether anybody is,
and I was going to recite other insults on Charlotte Osei and attacks on the EC.
You see, personalization of institutions like that, I have a problem with that.
Yes, but that's exactly...
They are figureheads. But we've seen the EC evolve over time. Unfortunately, okay, I'll notice.
What was good yesterday is good today. What was bad yesterday is bad today. So your Reverend John Mahama must not be here or there. Because the reasons why John Mahama said what he said are what I was going to recite to you. Even when Charlotte Osei was that open, listening to people at IPAC. By the way, Randy, remember that this lady herself set up an eminent committee?
Yes.
Where are they? The eminent committee to advise her, where are they?
I have to check.
Oh, Jamaica?
Yes.
I have to check.
They've attended, Nana 2000 and Koblen Kache and the rest were all on it. They attended their first meeting and that was the end of it. One, the EC is violating the Constitution by this act. The president is also not fulfilling the tenets of his oath of office and is not also implementing or enforcing the Constitution. And that is where the problem is. Is it not because the president says he wants to hand over to an MPP person? That is why he's allowing all these things to go on. For us, the fight is not about NDC and EC, and that must be made very clear. The fight is for Ghanaian youth who are being denied their right to be registered. That is where the fight is. Randy, I listened to your friend Kanatefa.
Yes, Professor.
And the figures he was giving about what they have done,
yes.
Very impressive, in spite of their challenges.
Yes.
Not so?
Yes.
So if in the end, we're going to use the NIE card for all purposes, what is the registration about? Because today...
Because as we speak, we have not amended the law.
What does it take to amend the law?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, I'm just explaining that we have not amended the law to make that particular card also eligible for elections.
But
because currently, the law enjoins the EC to actually capture data for purposes of voting.
Compile.
Yes.
Compile.
Yes.
Compilation.
Yes.
Is where you have the data and you are compiling them.
No, even how to capture
them.
The data is all part of it. Yeah.
Now, so if we are going to use the NIE card as he is proposing for the major registration, because by the time we enter the major registration, this CI may have come into effect. Also, so if that is what we are going to do, why don't we save this country some money and then amend the law if we have to do it even under the certificate of emergency, because not one of the entrenched process, to say that before we didn't have the NIE. As you are saying, we have traveled far. We didn't have the NIE. We didn't have this national database. Now we have it. So let us immediately amend the Constitution so that the EC registration will be necessary, unnecessary. All other registrations will be unnecessary. If it comes to national identity.
You see, there's a lot of this will make us digress a bit, but it's a bit important. The point I'm coming to make. It digresses from the registration thing, but it's an extremely important thing. You see, as a country, I shouldn't struggle to know what is wrong with us, but some things just... Okay, so recently, we had a huge controversy in this country. What did it have to do with the registration of SIM card, something. And we had to go through all those things. And we are talking about biometric and all those things, and having a national identification and all that. And we have ministers who superintend over different agencies, different ministries and different agencies. All sit normally on Thursdays at a cabinet. All of them either taking loans or relying on the consolidated fund, either taking loans that will be paid by this country or relying on the consolidated fund. And they are all trying to do things
differently,
which all involves data and capturing of data and everything.
The era of digitization.
And they are doing it differently, and we are spending money differently. When we can actually have one particular, if it's the NI, have the NI card to be able to deal with those things. You can always make exemptions like maybe a driver's license. You understand me? And many other things. I sat through a session with Margins, the company that's doing the
Margins,
NIA. Yes. And if you go through, I'm sure one of these days, if they are so minded, maybe we will do something with them on the show.
Sure.
You would see how wasteful we are and how we enjoy wasting money. You see how wasteful we are and how we enjoy wasting money, and how there's a certain theft and a theft war, and underlining this theft war are the procurement for all these particular services, which indeed can be done at a go and to save everybody, you know.
And save us the harassment. And save us, the citizens, the harassment. Because you have been made independent, you regularly and constantly bring programs to harass us. All because you are independent. All because you have a role to play in the registration of voters. Let us be Ghanaians a little. Let us be Ghanaians a little. Because after this exercise, what next? Randy, after this exercise, what next? This is that level elections, isn't it? This, if you read the Constitution, it says Ghana shall have what? A governance based on decentralization. By this, are we promoting decentralization? Are we promoting decentralization? Haven't just said, oh, people don't patronize the district assemblies. Whose duty is it to make sure that district assembly elections are done properly? Then we will enter into another cycle of 4 years of registration. How much? Sometimes I ask myself, how much do we spend in administering this small country? How much? And no wonder why we are at IMF all the time. Honey, I rest my case. The EC can do whatever he wants, but
you see.
So then just hold on, we'll take a break.
Okay.
I see what.
We'll be back shortly.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter. Chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
Step into success with Accra Business School. Boost your career with our prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. Pick from Human Resource Management, Communication and International Relations, Public Affairs. In just 12 months, our MBA can be yours. Dive into our BSc programs in IT Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business and Management, endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. We offer flexible entry, payment and learning options. It's time to unlock your potential and take flight. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or dial 0263 888 555. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Way is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
My name is John, and this is my long-time crush, my cookie dipped in strawberry yogurt. On this scorching hot afternoon on our way back from a long job hunt, we met this good Samaritan who offered us a 6 weeks later.
A special wedding reception for our bride and groom.
And there she is, my cookie, dipped in someone else's yogurt.
Who holds the moolah, holds the shot. Play game by games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Big phone numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times daily to become one of our daily lucky winners. Dial *946# to play now, or you can also play online at www.gameparkgames.com. Game Park is regulated by the National Lottery Authority.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a
better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Masenaba. Say, you see the cashless. Say, cashless here. You say, you can be a wish office. You see the power up back. And also, another will be beer. Set up auto credit. Set up auto credit to know what you should. So, what problem be a person using for after he lands over power up. So, and one on to us and be up a copy. So, only smartphone and money how. And there's only data and so on. And it's you will bring. And one said, who bring your young phone. Oh, sorry. Who bring your phone. No one direct star 226 hash. You are through there. You see the power up no mobile money, Visa card, MasterCard, a BHP, you never see BN. You see the power up. What want to show a down some? Nay, simple.
Of September to Monday, the 2nd of October 2023. Join the train from Accra through the Bree Mountains to Ekropom for the following activities. Friday, 29 September, Akwaba night with Last Maid and Efia. Saturday, 30th September, free watch party at Superb Lounge from 8 a.m. and a serious jam with Medical and Wendy Shea at the Superb Lounge. Sunday, 16th October, enjoy a Moto Delight with the live band from Inchenchen Band from 9 a.m. and the big concert with Bisa Kede and friends from 7 p.m. Monday, 2nd October is a bikini pool party at Kwaisi Bia Hotel from 10 a.m. with Kojon Cancer, Lewin, D Crime, Stage A, DJ Azonto and Donzi. The after parties are Superb Lounge from 7 p.m. So this year's Ojura Festival promises to be full of unforgettable experience. And yours truly, Metro TV, Original TV and Original 91.9 FM will bring you a delightful experience. So Ojura is here from the 29th of September. Yes, Fuzeni, you wanted to say something for one.
Randy,
yes.
I wanted to ask to also, I am a very strong advocate of building institutions. And then I'm also ensuring that we have check and balances within our governance structure. Yes, Article 46 gives the EC that sort of independence, and it has, the EC should not come under the control of anybody or any institution. That is guaranteed, and I think that it's apt. But even within that, we also recognize the fact that there are check and balances within the system. That will also ensure that the EC does not lead us astray. Like it's budgetary process. The EC will have to succumb or go to Parliament every year for its budget to be passed. And it's an opportunity for that legislative arm. For me, I keep saying that for us to be able to achieve we've all signed up to, a legislative arm of government will have to be very strong and built over the time. So Parliament has a way to control or have a say or ensure that the EC is on track. The HE also made another thing that the president is quiet. The president is quiet because he is actually in support of the provision, Article 46. The EC should not be under the control of anybody, of any institution. So I don't see why you want to draw in the president in this matter. The EC is a constitutional body. Let's allow the EC to do its program per the provisions of the Constitution. And that one I support what President John Dramani Mahama said in 2016. So let's leave that one out there. And you see, when we are talking about building a system, yes, I concur with Randy that over time we have been a nation who have actually duplicated functions, and through that a year of duplication, we have wasted a lot of resources. Thankfully, we've all ascribed to the National Identification Authority, which is a body that was put in place by law, by the Parliament of Ghana, and it's in the process of ensuring that its mandate is attained. I am sure that my dream is that in the next elections, post-2024, we'll get to a point where at elections, let's say with the upcoming district level elections, all I have to do is take my national ID card, go to Roman school, maybe prior to the elections, weeks or months prior to the election, and decide that in this coming elections, this is where I want to vote. And my data would have been in there. So all they have to do is to identify me and put me on the electoral roll. I don't have to queue and take a new picture. Thankfully, we've even started with issuing of national ID cards at birth. So in the next 10, 15 years, we will not have to be duplicating resources, and that is where this government is taking us. I'm sure we'll get there. We are not there yet. But thankfully, the process is in place, and we will get there. When you go to other jurisdictions, like the UK, I didn't have to go somewhere to decide that I was going to vote. Just the fact that they knew my address, I was paying council tax, they knew the country of my country of origin, they knew the type of visa I was using. You are there, and then they bring you a form through your door as to whether you want to be on an electoral roll. You select yes, you want. At every election, they even bring you ballots in your house just because you are from a Commonwealth nation. That's where we are going. It's very important that we support these institutions to put in place the systems, and that's the only way by which we could make progress.
These laudable ideas, at what cost?
We'll have to pay for it.
At what cost? See, the fact that other jurisdictions are doing it gives us the leapfrog advantage, isn't it?
We don't have to reinvent to do it.
No, we don't have to. Look, really, I worked all my life in SNET. The quality of database at SNET, right? Plus that of the national GRA, plus a few others, was enough to be the basis for the national identification. You know that? All we needed to do was to synchronize. It is taking us 7 years, and we are still talking about the next 15 years. At what cost? Why can't the executive of this country say that, look, we are not going to give anybody money for any bio registration anymore. We have assigned ourselves to do the NIA. How much money is needed? Next year elections, we are going to go by NIA. This is where to go. It's not the 15 years, 20 years we are talking about.
You know the beauty of all of this. I recollect the SNET number that I'm using today. I got that SNET number in 1996 when I was going to take a student loan, when I was going to Legon. And it's been the number.
And you still use it?
That's same as my state. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I had to go and check my state.
That's all.
And it's still in the system. So we are building systems. And you see, in all of this, I don't want to go, but you see, we missed we started under Kufuor, this is the NIA. We missed a very long time within the process until now. But then again,
what did you miss?
You had a very nice tangent.
What did you miss?
It looks like it looks like no. demonstrated that we are the best.
Okay. Yeah, coming to Brandy. But you see,
no, in this case,
you see, let me even explain.
I'm not. No, in this case, you know, they say getting to the top is difficult, but the most difficult is staying there. Yeah. In this case, we have not only reached the top, but we have maintained our position at the top. We have demonstrated that we have the capability of not just getting to the top, but staying at the top. Okay.
And what are you talking about, Randy?
Ghana has maintained, maintained its spot as Africa's most indebted country to the IMF.
Oh.
Ghana's debt to the IMF increased by 35.55% over the time period under consideration per data from the IMF's quarterly finances for July ending 2023. This accounts for 9.55% of the 17.68 billion special drawing rights in total loans still owed by the fund to African countries. So that's about 10%.
10%.
Yes. Out of the 5 categories of largest outstanding loans as of July 31, Ghana's special drawing rights stood at 1.689 billion, higher than the 1.246 billion recorded as of April 30, 2023. Now, Ghana had repaid 8 million to the IMF as SDR1 equals 1.3429 billion. As of July 31, 2023, Kenya and the Democratic Republic of Congo held the second and third. So Kenya and DRC, second and third loans to Africa. Kenya was number 4. They owed 1.008. Democratic Republic of Congo, number 5. They owed, number 3. They owed 1.142 billion. Then Sudan and Uganda. So number 1 Kenya, number 1 Ghana, number 2 Kenya, number 3 Congo DR, number 4 Sudan, number 5
warring country
Uganda, and the remaining 11.32 billion were owed to the IMF by the rest of Africa. Okay.
You see, Randy, I've seen a headline.
Okay.
I saw it from yesterday. In fact, on certain platforms, some people wanted me to explain it, but I've not read the article. But you see, this whole IMF and World Bank institutions, it depends on membership. And as a nation, we subscribe to be members of this. And so based on the level of your subscription, it determines what you are eligible to take from those institutions at any point in time. In our last engagement with the fund, they had given us 300% of our quota to the fund, which is a special drawing rights. They don't quote the monies in absolute figures like we do. Based on your... And I tend to be... This is as a result where we got 300% of our quota, right? We got 300% of our quota. Typically, it just means that typically, if per Ghana's subscription to the fund, if we were eligible for 100, because of the negotiation, the 3 billion engagement that we did, we got 300 rather than 100 from
we
this.
Requested for it.
Yeah, but you see, that's why I'm saying that. Because it's based on the subscription and the state of the nation. I mean, there are quite a number of variables that determine the level of subscription and how much you have to pay and the level of engagement and all of that. It's a very technical process. And because of our special drawing rights and because we're able to negotiate for 3 times our special rights, it certainly will. But it also in another vein, you see the fund engagement, the process and all of that. It's something that ordinarily you want a free hand in the management of the economy. As and when you have challenges, like where admittedly we have admitted that our economy is not where we would have wanted to be, and we have stated the reasons: geopolitics issues, where we tend to find ourselves a lack of access to the capital markets and all of that, built in even our domestic and revenue mobilization, our deficits and all of that, our macroeconomic state and all of that. They all formed part of our engagement. And then the ultimate object of our engagement is to provide this macroeconomic stability, is to be able to provide an environment where businesses can thrive, is to be able to provide this stability in our economy. And so, rather than us looking at this stats, I don't know how crucial it is, whether or not we are the most exposed to the fund. For me, I want to look at a variable like our debt sustainability. That is ultimately why we engage the fund. And so, if the engagement of the fund, whether we are first in SDRs,
stop talking about debt sustainability.
How can we stop? We cannot stop. Maybe it is not in a public discussion, but it doesn't mean that we are stopped as a country. And within the period that we are engaging with the fund is coming here for its first review, post the engagement. It is one of the most important things that they have. Maybe we are not discussing it on platforms like this one, but the manager of the economy, the Minister of Finance, the Governor of the Central Bank cannot take their feet off the pedal because we cannot afford to fail with this program. And so it's going to come back for discussion again. And so I am looking more at us being able to get to a point of debt sustainability.
When was the last time you checked the T-bills?
T-bills.
I know we experienced, but you see some slippages either with the interest rate, even with the exchange rate and all of that. This morning,
but the T-bills is not a slippage matter.
And you see, as a government, there's a give and take. You see, sometimes by the use of monetary policy.
The three of us seated on this table.
When you're using monetary policy,
if there is one person, the three of us seated on this table, who understands what I'm asking about, it's him.
But that's exactly what I'm explaining.
But what you are doing is a lot of misinformation.
He's stammering.
Skirting around.
I am not stammering. What I'm saying is that when it comes to monetary policy, it's, you see, the same government that is increasing interest rates to mop up excess liquidity from the system, the same government has to go to the market. When they're experiencing levels of inflation, a lot of central banks.
No, but you know that there is a theory that deals with mopping up
excess liquidity,
and using interest rates. But you know that the reality of our situation today, as far as this T-bill situation is concerned, has nothing to do with mopping up excess liquidity.
You see, then again,
as
an economy, as a nation, consistently from 2007 or thereabouts, we have used inflation targeting. So inflation, wherever inflation is, has informed whatever monetary or fiscal policy that we engage at every point in time. My issue with the interest rate situation is, look, the same government who is using the interest rate to control inflation, either mopping up liquidity or whatever, is the same government who has to go onto the market to engage in open market operations, to get short-term funding to support its activities. So whilst you are increasing interest rates on one hand, to be able to control inflation,
but that's not why we are
your
doing
interest
it.
rate is also coming up.
No,
so it is a fine line.
The point I'm making is that that's not why we are doing it. It looks like, you see, it looks like now, very soon, all lecturers in economics would always have to use Ghana and probably Sri Lanka as caveats to time-tested economic theories.
It is
because you know very well that, for example, one of the reasons why we are not even looking at T-bills when it comes to DDEP is that the day that happens, that is the day that government will not be able to go and borrow domestically.
Of course, nobody.
So all what is happening with the T-bills, and you see, I'm looking for a statement which was issued, and I'll get it. I think it was issued 2 or 3 months ago, when the complaints about the T-bill rates was going up, and then it appeared to ease. There was a certain statement with a lot of superlatives. About 2 or 3 months ago, I'll get that statement. Tomorrow I'll read it. I'll put it out. You know, same thing. The same DJing, spinning the stuff. You know, and then we know that the reality is that we are in the T-bill market
because
to pay for maturing TB and then perhaps get a little to do something. That's why we are there. And that's why we are heavily, that's why we are heavily
And you see,
there, and we've crossed the 30s.
Then the problem,
really? Yes, as of last week we had done 31 point something.
The problem is that when you keep refinancing,
we are also accumulating debt at that end. You know, we are also accumulating debt.
And it becomes more expensive because of the movement of the interest rate.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the MPC also meets, look at inflation and say, look, this is what we have to do. Inflation targeting. This is where we are going. And so it's a fine line. It is for us to ensure that at every point in time, fiscal policy is talking to monetary policy more. For me, I think that there has to be some form of convergence in there. It is the only way that we can get to these interest rates come down for us to experience this macro economic stability that we are. But all the indices, look, Randy, it's not because we don't come here to probably speak about debt sortability, macroeconomic. No. We cannot take our feet off the air. The fund will be coming here in the next month or so. We are still looking forward to our next tranche, about 600 million or something.
Which feet? That feet has been amputated. Which feet? So, Makojo with the state, he says that, please tell Echi Sapiyale that certain words are best mentioned in opposition than in government. One is synchronization. No government will mention synchronization till they go into opposition. Synchronize and let their party members do what? I bet you, Echi, that word will go off your dictionary when NDC comes to power. I still miss those days seeing you at COD Park in Cape Coast watching Bushia Dwarfs.
Yes. Oh, Mark.
Yes.
Randy,
yes.
In all this, yourself and many well-meaning Ghanaians
like myself
have called for reduction in government expenditure. The last time I checked, you have appointed a CEO for mortuaries and cemeteries. The last time I checked.
What, a minister?
CEO for mortuaries and cemeteries.
But that institution is important.
Wait.
It's an industry that must be regulated.
Yeah,
because recently I read a story. I don't know which statutory body carried that out, but they said 120 something mortuaries were not licensed or they didn't, something like that. But it's a growing industry.
It is a growing industry.
It has to be regulated.
You see, when you are doing things, you are looking at two things: cost and revenue. Not so. So that appointment is supposed to increase revenue. By regulations and others. It's been 8 months now since that appointment was made. Your Kaneshi cemetery, Audomi, has not even been weeded. We still have a signboard at Keta. Randy, you travel to the water region a lot. Keta, the Keta dispense, a port.
Okay.
It's still there.
You see, Echi, the point that we are
will make my point. All the raft of reduction in government expenditures that were made, which of them have you implemented? If you stand there, the four-wheel drives are still on the road. You're still doing the foreign travels. So not a single one of the measures we said you were going to implement have been implemented. So you have been thrown from the capital market. You can't go there. Now pensioners are also, don't add others. T-bills are what you are depending on. In the next 3 years, how you have a dream. You dream. How is Ghana going to
see
all
those economic theories that I speak about and all that? I read the latest thing on DDEP. And they say that the Dachi and Esla bond people, already the DDEP one has made nonsense of that theory about the less riskiest investments and government bonds and all that. That theory that existed before my great-grandfather.
But they never said it's less risky, but they never said it was risky.
No, that's why I said less.
Economists.
No, that's why I said less
so
risky.
If it's risky,
no,
less
but by the DDEP, it has become the most risky.
Most risky?
No.
Yes.
It hasn't.
The theory we learned in economics is what that.
So that's why I said that. No, that's why I told you that today.
It hasn't become
today. If you go and lecture. No, if you go and lecture, a group of bachelor students in economics, and you tell them about this less riskiest, you have to put a proviso there and use Ghana as a case study. Apart from that,
our theories still stay.
Oh.
But you see, Ghana is on the first.
No, apart from that, the new one, the Dachi and Esla people who are being added, if you were convinced that there is a VAT, get fund, 2.5%, and that maybe this is how much accrues to that fund every year, and for accelerated development, we need to raise bonds so that we can get a lot more money, to do some of the things that maybe we probably will do in 10 years in 1 year. But there is this steady inflows, i.e. the 2.5% VAT on Get Fund. And on that basis, you go and buy the Dachi. And then there's also ESLA. When you buy your fuel and everything, the ESLA is on it. So it's a dedicated source of funding. They are told that, because of our problems with the energy sector and all those things, if we rather raise bonds with this one and get the huge amount of money to retire debts at a go, that will give us a lot of freedom. And then for you, the person who's going to buy the bond, you know that there's a tax handle, ESLA, and X amount comes in every day, every week, every month, every year. And so your money is not in jeopardy. And you go and buy the ESLA. And now government tells you that I am broke. Despite the fact that these two tax handles are still in existence, come and do DDEP. What explains that?
See, you started by making a point as to whether government securities, whether being the Dachi or ESLA, whatever.
I specifically dealt with those two.
I know, they are dedicated handles. Yes. So anybody going to buy the securities know that there are sources of.
That's what the prospectus actually even used.
That is what the prospectus is about. I see everywhere in there fund investment, there's a proviso. The proviso being that it's dependent on some other happenings, ensuring that these tax handles are in place. They are bringing in the necessary cash flows. There's force majeure. There's everything.
Which one is the force majeure? Which one is the force majeure? The point I'm making to you is that those tax handles still exist at the same rates.
Is the act of
God of what?
Which one is the act of God?
You told us in this country that it's the act of God.
Randy, let me repeat what I said earlier. That if there have been any period watching this program with pain, it is this period. Honestly, especially when Hussein come on there.
Why?
What?
But that's not fair.
Where is the act of God? The analysis you made. Yes. The analysis you made. Where's the act of God?
Russia, Ukraine, and COVID.
Stop this thing.
So gentlemen, we'll leave it here.
You see,
we'll leave it here. Our misery continues. We'll leave it here.
And for me, it is not abating anytime soon.
Up next, GMV Trends.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story.
But he needs not stay down for long.
Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Are you ready? Is the Ultimate Energy Personality of the Year at the 7th edition of your prestigious Ghana Energy Awards. Under the theme, Ghana's Energy Transition Framework, sector institutions as building block for the 2030 to 2040 target. You can nominate
470, yes, engine, brake, battery, yes, tie, say, Bano car wash dia. Yawo abefun fidie bi ti se steamer ye de horo car engine abra nsuo nko engine nim ye san ye detailing metre se ye betwetwe car no mu ba bia ma o ye wi a ya san polish car na ma o kama enye we no nko ye san to car batteries, tires, rims any de keke kan Manadom Auto Fix and Accessories ema o car ensi ne dedem na nwu adwuma ma o hwehwe ye chira kwan wodansoma na sorry dan ho a ene KFC bon hwanimu e won kran se wo information anansem bi se bia 024 651 9369. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. My
son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and Kobo the makers in
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Emma up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Ewo Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction.
Sakradi. Kuma. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254.
Terms and conditions apply.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi, the Starboy. Desi.
Look, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, thank God we're back from I had quite a horrible weekend in football.
Why?
Has they lose and Chelsea to they play some true kind of football.
Which Chelsea? Brecum Chelsea. They won their match.
The London boys. The
London
Cowboys.
Women's Fellowship.
Anyway, welcome back. Let's talk about what's trending this morning on social media. Let's begin with some of your comments this morning on Twitter and also on Facebook. This one says that EC chairs flagrantly abusing court injunctions by willfully locking up the premises for serve. This arrogance is not far-fetched. When a small bird continues to dance on the center of the road, the drama is nearby. EC chair must have support from the people in authority. He meant Vine Max was sending that in. And Musa Amatu says the posturing of EC suggests they are God themselves. It's better they stop speaking, because anytime they talk, they anger the people. They are the most clearest EC ever in the history of the country. And when they try to cover up their inept, they end up being exposed. Okay, Musa Amatu writes in that, and Michael's quoting from one of our guests says that John Mohammed's name is now the oxygen for the NPP. Thank you very much, Michael, for writing to us. And also from Facebook, you see that also there. Let's come back in a video that is trending. So when I was in school, when there's a meeting anytime, there's something called item 13.
Yes.
And after the meeting, you are guaranteed that you get something for your mouth. Any meat by a crack. Aye. Honorable lawyer, Honorable Sarah Adjoasafo. This weekend, she got program after the apology. She's serving the good people of Dome-Kwabenya. So let's watch the video and see what she's serving the people. This is what we call service to the people. Service for the people. Service by a person.
Obatampasera.
Obatampasera, dog. Oh, she falls.
Because people were sitting in the sun, probably, so something to
cool down their throats and all that.
I miss the guys who ride the bike and sell the ice cream. They have a way of, there's a way they do their, yes. Yes, Father.
But actually, what else I'll give them back. Anyway, people are reacting to this. That
Sister
Ajua.
A very good friend. I haven't seen her in like 8 years.
Hey. I mean, she said things happen in her life, so like, she do there around for a while. Let's take a look at some of the tweets.
Tough times.
Yeah, on Dome-Kwabenya as it's trending on Twitter. And this one says, just to gain public sympathy or what? I blame the NPP delegates who continue renewing her mandates in Dome-Kwabenya. Hopefully, they have a change of mind this time around. People vex. Kwame Nanaba. Okay, this one says, if the constituents of Dome-Kwabenya vote for her, it go pay me. Wow. What does she take them for? Okay. This is funny. Do you know Adjoasafo wants to contest Dome-Kwabenya seat again? Me, Emfa. Oh, Charlie. Ellis Land writes in that. And Samuel says that the best MP ahead, Dome-Kwabenya has seen a lot of development. Her government has done so well for her children to live in Ghana. They school there and are given the best health care. Here she sharing yogurt and farm milk to make the people know she loves them. Okay, so I don't know if the people's problem is sharing of the, say that one there's 3 cities.
But you see, let me tell you something. The parliamentary elections, they are local. They are local.
Okay.
The outsiders can say all you want.
Yeah.
If her constituents appreciate what she refers to as personal family problems, if they appreciate that, and they appreciate what she's done for them, or what she has lobbied for them over the period that she's been MP, it might not matter how much those outside her constituency say or do.
True. But when they saw, there are 3 cities. That's why they can see him kakra.
Sure. When I told you know what 3 cities mean for somebody.
All right, so as we approach the election, we'll see how things will go. In the past, we've seen Bankuchi, we've seen.
But she rendered the apology first.
Yes, the apology, that was
and
last
then
week.
this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So gradually she's coming into, to
right
to the wrong.
Those who intend contesting her must watch out.
Let's watch out. I posted the pounds on fufu. We'll go house to house pounding fufu session. Anyway, so that has also been trending.
She's quite she's a very formidable person.
Yeah.
And her family and her father's church are quite also influential in the constituency.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so let's move on and talk about over the weekend. I was very tight. I came online and I saw something trending. Blacko and Nigel Gazy. And I think my people did not take it lightly at all.
What's that?
That, in an interview, he said that he has seen that someone was crying and it was Blacko's mother. So if you don't pray for Blacko, and then people say, Bosu, Nigel Gazy.
Okay.
Yeah, the people say, Bosu, we beg you, hold on, you cannot come and say, hey. And he says that please address me by my title.
Who?
So in this case, Prophet Nigel Gazy. Yeah. But people are not happy though. They're saying that, some of these things, it should be behind the scenes and all that.
That he should have reached out to
it's causing fear and panic and all of those things and all that. But Charlie, Blacko to really enjoy for New York. They move up and down like that. So that was also trending over the weekend. People were teasing that he said he didn't see Black Sheriff, he saw Sheriff Black. So in this case, I am not desperate as well. He saw that's one.
Umofia.
Anyway, that is Umofia. That's one. But let's wrap up with football. And the DPL bounced back over the weekend. Hearts of Oak did me dirty in Tamale. We lost by a lone goal. And then on Sunday, the other heart of my heart, the Lions part, the oak, the tree fell, so the Lions had to roar. Unfortunately, so the flag said offside. And people have been talking about this. How is this an offside? How is this? You see that the officials were ready to celebrate and all that, but yeah, that's fine. I don't watch the player do. Well, he said offside. So that has been trending. People asking how is this an offside, and Lions were cheated in the game and all that. So, well, we'll see how it goes in the subsequent games. So, don't get it loud. Look, I'm trying not to bring you in this conversation. Oh, you have it to say? Okay. No, that's not have anything to say. Yeah. Okay, so on that note, only okay.
So just sign off for me.
Make a sign off for you. So on the note of the Amanyami from the quarters of Pando all the way to Kumasi to Dr. Issa Street, Northridge, we say good morning to you and thank you for watching Good Morning Ghana. Thank you for joining me on the trends. We leave everything to God. But we are coming to Kropon. That one day, for sure. 29th, 30th, or 28th, 29th, 30th, we're coming to Kropon through to October. There's going to be a lot of amazing activities I'll bring to you on the Metro TV, Original TV, and also Original 91.9 FM. The training is stopping there. So please remember that. On Friday, we went to Kumasi, we brought you the Shatawale event. And we bring you back to back. So watch out for that, yeah? My name is Nesifredi in the Starboy. Doc.